likely have at least one special board meeting before I leave to go through some budget discussion and the possibility of maybe we may have to have an executive session type special meeting for the board to do negotiations with the new superintendent. I don't know that for sure. That's really kind of up to you guys, but I wanted to be transparent with the public that that's a possibility that would occur. The meeting itself would be public, and there would be no decisions made in the executive session, but the discussion over a contract negotiation falls under the guidelines for an executive session. Okay, now I think I'm ready. Okay.
Any questions? No, ready to move on. Okay. New business. Selection of superintendent. So we had 3 finalists. We had 2 interview committees made up of different community members, teachers, parents, admin, and it was a long day on Saturday of the interview process, and they had 3 sessions. And I think to be professional, instead of just going through each of them and giving pros and cons, we're just going to go ahead and open up for a motion for the candidate that you feel should be the next superintendent, and then we will go ahead and discuss pros and cons depending on how we feel about that specific one. So I'll entertain a motion for a nomination of superintendent.
I would make a motion to recommend Dr. James Blanco for superintendent.
Second. We have a motion and a second to recommend or choose Dr. James Reese Blanco. Discussion.
I think Dr. Blanco's leadership was strong, and he has experience. He can come in and help us get out of the turnaround that we're in. And I think he has the qualities that we need to move the district forward.
Stacey, we'll go around.
There's a lot of positives with him. I did like a lot of the stuff when I read his application. It was really good. And then when we did the interview process, I was happy that it wasn't the opposite. So I would definitely probably go with him too. I think he's probably the best option.
Anything there?
I thought that his commitment to researching our districts, our community, our situations and problems that we're currently having, he really took it upon himself to figure out what those were. He came in prepared. He came in with quite the presentation of his abilities and what he could do to help us. I was thoroughly impressed by that. I'm concerned about longevity, but I thought he presented himself very well.
He was very charismatic. He was very aggressive, very polished, almost like a motivational speaker. I had a few concerns. I don't know if I should go into them, but I did have them. So I go into them. One of them was he's very excited about being an adjunct professor or teaching a course at Pueblo. And he said, I'll just right down the road so I can do this job easily and teach in Pueblo. His philosophy also is if a teacher, he believes in rewarding teachers with money on an individual basis And that's a way to just pit teachers one against the other, which I disagree with. He had plenty of materials to give us. He gave us books and pictures and all sorts of things. So he's very, very polished. And that's my observations.
So my positives for Dr. Blinko are really echo a lot of what each has said. I do think that he did a lot of research on our district. I like that in his upbringing, you know, he was mostly brought up by his grandparents, which is a lot of our students are in that kind of situation, so I feel like that he could resonate with that. I know that he has in previous districts been able to pull them up from struggling with achievement or getting new innovative ways to have more involvement with students, like things outside of the box. I think with his experience and age that it is something that would be a good fit for La Junta to get us out of turnaround and then get us into that state of, you know, if he's here for 3 to 5 years. He said 5 to 7, but I'm thinking it might be 3 to 5. Then that does get us into a more stable position for another superintendent to come in and take over. But I think that this kind of leadership is something that we're looking for right now. And I really would rather we did not go without a superintendent and start the process over, because I think he's a qualified candidate. Are there any other concerns or anything else anyone would like to add?
I think Darlene addressed the ones I had too, so.
Roll call.
Mrs. Ayala?
Aye.
Mrs. S. Ayala?
Aye.
Mrs. Durbany?
Nay.
Mrs. Hines?
Aye.
Mrs. Leba?
Aye.